Hello and welcome in everybody. My name is Carl and this is Waterside for Adventures. Hope everyone's well. So today we're off to Happisburgh. We're going to see the cliff collapses. We're going to probably have to do a bit of a walk along the beach and round and maybe even through the sea just to get to our destination. So I'll pop you in and out as and when and what we're doing. If I see anything good on the way, as usual, I'll show you. As you can see at the moment, we're just cruising through the Norfolk countryside. Got lovely fields and views and everything to my left and to my right. And we've got some quite cool patterns in the sky today. I can see a lighthouse in the far distance to my right. So that's where we're heading towards. Just coming across up here on the left, I can see I think it's a sparrowhawk. Never know what you're going to see in the Norfolk countryside. We just entered Happisburgh. I quite often see deers, foxes, owls, all sorts of things really, to be fair. It's quite a lot to see and there's hundreds of miles to walk, drive and explore. So if you like this sort of thing, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. And hopefully you'll come in and join in the premieres and the lives, have a chat with us, and we can become friends. Right, so we're coming up into the village. We've got nice blue skies today, but there is some cloud as well, which is, like I say, causing some quite unusual patterns in the sky in some places, which are quite good. I'll try and show some of them in a little while once we get parked up. Got the lighthouse literally to my right. I'm now going past it. We'll give you some good views of that once we get out of the car. I'm going to park on this end of the road here somewhere, so it's going to be a sort of half a mile, 3/4 of a mile walk down to the beach, because I'm going to guess that everything's all closed off down there, so it'd be much easier just to park up here and assess the situation from up here. Right, so this is the main village. It's a fairly cold day, but we got 4.5 degrees on the scale on the car. We've got slight winds, nothing too crazy today. I think sort of 12 mile an hour tops. So nothing like when I went out to Happisburgh the other day in 45 mile an hour. That was pretty crazy. So hopefully we'll get some lovely views, we'll get some nice shots of the beach and stuff, and then we'll have a look at some cliffs. Right, I'm going to get parked up, and I'll see you all soon when we get down near the beach. Okay, so we just come down this lane, as you can see, and we're now going to turn around and head towards the beach. So this is my view at the moment. And here we've got a bit of a sea going. Got some fair waves coming in, it looks like it's quite windy down there. Try and get up on the top of here and see if we can see off the top here. What do we got? Be very careful what we're doing. See part of a slide right there, and see all pipes and that sticking out of the walls. And there's the beach and the breakers. Looks like we've come on the high tide, so we're going to have to do some water walking. There's some big old waves coming in, so we're going to have to be pretty careful on what we're doing. It's very loud. Right, let's find our way down this cliff and start having a look at what's going on. Okay, let's climb back over and head our way down towards this end and see what's going on. Obviously road closed, cliff edge drop. It's as close as I can get it from this angle, but obviously we'll be down on the beach looking at it properly in a minute. We're just at the sort of entrance as you come into the main car park. taking up some of the bricks and stuff on the side here as well, and looks like they're redoing the road here, so obviously some of that must have fell forward as well. Already got the bricks and stuff in by the looks of things, so that'll probably get sorted fairly quickly. There's the lighthouse in all its glory. As you can see, the old sun's come out. Getting totally blinded, but we're doing our best. Well, just got called over by a chap there who recognised me from doing these videos and some of the fishing ones as well, so that was quite cool. Nice to say hello to him. He's there driving off in the distance there in the Jeep. Nice chap. This is the play area, and as you can see in the haze of the sun, there's the lighthouse. Right, so we're going to work out how we're getting down, because I'm going to be pretty sure over here near this digger things are going to be shut off. But we'll certainly have a look, and we'll definitely find a way down. We'll get down somehow, we always do it. Even if we have to walk a mile that way towards Cart Gap and that, and then back down the beach, that's what I'll do. I always do what it takes on these videos to make them good. As I say, the waves today are coming in quite rough, so it's going to be quite noisy down there, but you should still be able to hear me, no problem, over the Pro mics. This is the digger they've brought in to do some work by the looks of things. We've got barriers all the way along this side in case any of this decides to slip. Some nice waves rolling in out there. That's the trouble, you see, you get these sort of waves and then you get them 5 times as big with a big storm pushing behind them, and before you know it, miles and miles of cliffs are just falling down into the sea. Here's the lighthouse again with the sun right behind it. Hopefully we'll get some better pictures of that in a little while, and the sun go behind some clouds and stuff like that. It's quite a cold day, but it's not cold with that sun, if that makes sense. That would definitely come at a very awkward time of the tide. Sounds about right for me, doesn't it? So today I'm prepared, and I'm in the old waders. As you can see down the side of here, this side of the cliff is all cracking already on this path we're going down. All these sides, a few months ago, all of this lot fell down as well, and this is all pretty much been re-scaped by the diggers. We're now walking down the main ramp. I'm surprised this ramp is still here, actually. I thought this ramp would be down as well, but as you can see, just the other side of these ropes, this is all falling forward all the way down. And obviously that's going to be next to go over the edge. It's quite crazy to see. Someone's took a rope off at this end, so we're just going to have a quick nose on this bit here. And that's what happens. Just gets looser and looser, and all slides forward and ends up down there like that. Obviously got all this big defence in here. And that obviously helps a bit, but that's obviously not helping enough to stop these falls from all these landslides. Right, so let's find ourselves another way to get through here. I don't think we're actually going to walk through the water at the moment because I think that'll be above my chest. I don't really want to be filling up my waders full of water. But what we will do is we'll have a look down the bottom here at this scape first, and then we'll start wandering that way where the big slide recently was. There's a couple more down here we'll go and have a look at. Massive cliffs, and when they come down with a thump. Oh, that. Big old cliffs. Must be, what, 80 foot high. As you can see by the sea at the moment, that's very high tide. I want to go round there through them rocks and round the other side there, but I've got a feeling them waves will knock me over at the moment, so not going to be too crazy at this precise minute, but we will find a way around there, as we always do. And like I say, there's a couple of slides down here we will have a look at. And waves are pretty fierce. Let's go closer and have a quick look, shall we? They're certainly not rolling in gently. Hello, water. No, the water always find me, doesn't it? Every time. I stayed well back. That's still come up to me. Looks very bassy. There's some big old swells coming up out there. I'm quite surprised. Let's have a little zoom in, shall we? You look at some of these, they're quite big. Some of these rollers coming in. I certainly don't want to walk out into them. That'll be straight in my chest. And I'll be soaked. Whee, here we go, see? So all it takes is a couple of rogue waves that absolutely covers you. Don't get me wrong, I'll always go for the water, as you normally know, if it's safe to do so. I always assess every situation, because they're always different, and up here can be quite dangerous. Right, let's get back onto these cliffs. So all of this has been reshaped, as I said. There are many falls along here, and it's just going to keep eroding and keep going backwards and backwards. Right. Actually got grass starting to grow on the cliffs up there, but not where the sand is. Seaweed. Let's have a bit of a close-up, shall we? So what's this? This is hard clay. Got a little bit of a pool going on here. It shows that the high tide still goes into here. And as you can see, all the different layers of the cliffs just gradually break up, and yeah, just come down. It's quite crazy. You can see this just here. There's a recent slide. Don't think it's going to be too long before that bit there lets go. These layers do make interesting patterns, and they look good, but It's not doing us any favours, it's just wearing the coast backwards and backwards and backwards all the time. Again, that's quite solid clay. Got some metal pipes sticking out here. The recent fall from up the top there, and that's all just laying here. You can tell when it's a recent fall because everything goes all like this and it's all soft from where I fell down. So you can tell that's a recent fall. Whereas ones that have been covered up by the tide many times will just end up like this and they go all nice and hard and solid again. It's quite interesting to see. Let's have a little wander up onto some of this, shall we? It's quite safe to walk up here, I think. It's strange, we've got these little pools in between, but they're not sinky or nothing because it's clay. Look how crystal clear this little pool is. Like, can't see anything in there, but you'd think animals and stuff would be living in there, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's all very interesting. Right, let's get back down without slipping. Whee! And what we shall do is head this way a little bit more. We're wanting that tide to go down a bit around that side there so we can walk around them rocks. At the moment there's no way I can do it because that will just come straight over my head pretty much. All my gear will get messed up, I'll get soaked, and I won't be able to film anymore. Just bear with me, I'm just taking it easy because I'm obviously climbing on this clay, but it's actually quite slippery in the wet. So I'm just taking it easy while I walk over. Got some interesting patterns around this side. Does make a nice landscape, but not for the right reasons. You can see just up there off that point there, that's all come down and slid and ended up there. Didn't quite make it to the bottom of the beach, but it's still come down. And then obviously these slides here have come down. All the middle there's come down. That big chunk has recently fell down from the top there. I think that's like this all the way along, but if we go back the other way and we get around them rocks, that's even worse. It's absolutely crazy. Which we will do. Just doing what we can down here at the moment. More slides all the way around here. Let's go around the other side of these clay banks and see what we've got around there, shall we? Yep, this whole side's all slid down. As you can see, a very recent fall, all come down from the top there. And again there, see where the grass has left the top there. Wonder if there's anything in this pool. Sometimes now and again you get fish and all sorts of things left in the pools. Quite often see a little bass or shrimps and crabs and stuff like that. Can't see too much today. Should be okay to go fairly close to these, because even if they slipped, they're just going to go backwards slightly. Quite a long way up there. You certainly wouldn't want to be on the edge and slip down with it. If you look further into the distance, you can see there's quite a few more falls down that end. All the way along here has fell down all the way by the looks of things. Doesn't look like there's a single bit where it hasn't come down. Again, that looks like that's all mainly soft sand. Let's have a look, let's have a test. Yeah, see, that's the trouble. The soft sands, they're what slide really quickly. The clays are not so bad. So we've walked quite a bit further down the beach now. And if I pan around to the right, it's still all the same. Everywhere you look, it's all slid down. You can see they're all fresh falls, as I showed you earlier on. It's all soft sand, mainly land at the bottom. Some of it's only halfway down the cliffs and some of it's made it to the bottom. So we've got a gap up here, so let's have a look around there and see what's happened. Might have lost a complete whole section. A big old plane up there passing by, and then another one there. Oh, we're losing focus. Two planes passing each other quite closely. So let's go up here and see what's happened up here then, because there's a big gap between the whole cliffs here, which I don't remember seeing before. There's definitely been water washing into this area, as you can see. Washed all sorts of things up. More slides down here, lots of rocks and stuff. Just getting washed into the areas around the edges of the clay. Waves are still flying in, by the way, at the moment. Looks like it's the same story pretty much all along. Some other people ahead having a walk on the beach, same as me. Why not? Another big collapse up here. You see another big gap in between the top of the cliff tops there. This is what we're walking on at the moment. It's all reshaped big lumps of clay. It's nice how the sea makes all patterns and stuff in it and cuts little gullyways as it goes back out and stuff like that. It's not really doing us any protection from the sea to the cliffs. foam and stuff washing in on the beach now. Often does that when the seal's all churned up like this. Let's go and have a little shot of it, shall we? It's quite interesting to see. Little birdie here eating a... not sure what he's got. I think he's got a shrimp. No, he's got a razorfish shell. Let's zoom in on him. There he is, about to get wiped out by the foam. Yeah, he's found himself a razor shell and he's just pecking it open and eating what's inside. Joe, little birdie. He's just flew off in that direction. So this is what the sea foam looks like close up. Sort of like what you get in the bath if you want to try and make bubbles in the bath. Some days that can get really, really bad. You can have a whole beach covered in it, which is quite strange to see. It looks like the beach is covered in snow sometimes. And it's just a case of all the waves are... let me show you. I'll go close, but not too sillily. Here we go. Water up the legs. Yeah, as you can see, the old waves out there are really turning over. The camera never does it justice how big the waves are. There's some quite big turnover waves out there at the moment, and that's just foaming everywhere up. As far as I can see down at the moment, that's foaming up on the edges. These cliff tops just go on and on and on right down there to Cart Gap, and they're slid all the way along. See the lighthouse just peeking over the top of the cliffs there. You can see right down the other end there because I'm zoomed in. You can see we've probably walked half a mile plus. So back behind us along the cliffs again. These have actually slid down and actually meeting the water up here. But you know us, we'll be able to pass it. We'll walk through the water if we need to. As long as we don't meet any of them 7-8 foot waves out there at the moment. We don't really want them going over our heads. And some of the different clays here and in it, where it goes to white chalk. This is your normal clay, and there's your white chalks. If you just move it, you can see that's just a white chalk. Very soft. The different layers from the different years. You see a lot of this white chalk up at Sheringham on the reefs and stuff out there. We'll go and have a look at them next summer. We can go in the water and we'll take our boat out there and we'll go diving and have a little look, see what's down there. Lots more slides along here. A lot more substantial here. There's not much sort of stopping it. Oh, we've got lots of foam coming up behind us. Looks like I'm playing in the snow, doesn't it? It's definitely not. I've got a feeling this tide is still coming up as I walk along. It's getting up further and further. Don't think it's going to come into the point where I get cut off or anything, but it's definitely coming over my feet every now and again. Haven't seen no seals today, which is unusual. I normally see some seals along here. Oh, dog made me jump out of my skin. Come flying up behind me. Dogs having fun on the beach. Yeah, it looks like I can only walk in the water down this end, which is fine. It's not too deep on the edges. We don't mind a bit of water walking, do we? Always makes it fun. Saying that, it's soon coming up to my knees because these big waves keep rolling in, you see. I know you like a good old bit of water walking, same as me, so we'll do this as well. Some of these waves are really whacking me. Like that. You've got to be fairly sturdy on the old feet. Oh, your hands are wet. Get steep very quickly on the edge here. I'm actually sitting in the water pretty much, just trying to get you some of these big waves. Whee! Gotta be careful, I don't want to get knocked over. So yeah, it's definitely interesting wandering through this clay, and all of a sudden big waves come flying up and go through. You have to stand still for a sec because you can't see where you're putting your feet. Because as you can see, this ground is very unstable. I actually like doing this sort of thing, as you probably know. It's nice to have a good old walk along the beach and explore. Whee, here we go. Woohoo! Some big waves just coming out. It's quite deep here. Washed us right out here, look. So I've got the old waders on today, so it don't really matter if I go up to my waist or anywhere like that. Unlike the other day when I was at Hemsby and I only had my wellies on and I got wet way past my waist. And boots filled up with water. Pretty crazy. I'm just trying to get a bit further along here, and then there's some more cliffs to show you. So we've got a couple of small falls just on the side here. You can see the clay is mainly at the bottom here. There's a bit of sand, sort of goes around in a circle. Up onto the sand here, you can see the water coming through here now, so high tides are going to be up there. But we've got a choice whether to climb our way up onto there. Let's go and have a look and let's assess what's sensible to do. We can either climb up in there and have a look around that sort of landscape that the sea's made, or we can walk into the water and walk around. And you know what we're going to do. We're called Waterside for Adventures for a reason. We're going in. Whoa, there's some huge waves out there. Just Gotta watch out from where I'm walking. See what I can walk on and what I can't. Some big rocks there. Some big. I don't want to fall over, so I'm just being a bit sensible here. It's actually quite deep here. There's a lot of water here. There's like a hole. As you can see, there's big waves rolling in. Out there is actually more shallow out there than it is here. So the sensible thing to do is stand where you can see where you're putting your feet. If you don't know the beach and you don't know what you're walking along, you have to assess the situation and just be sensible. We got through easy enough. But yeah, there's definitely a deep patch there. There are waves out there, which are probably 80, 100 yards out, really turning over for some reason. They're quite bad. This is what we were talking about a minute ago when I was on the other side there. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to walk any further that way. Oh, here comes the water again. Because that's the same story right up to that, where the metal steps and stuff are up there. Same story all the way along the cliffs there. Got a few slides. They're only like small slides. I say small slides. Go up and look at this one up here. It's like being on the moon walking through all this stuff. So it makes really cool patterns, which are nice to look at, but this is that structure we could have walked over. It's not too tall. I think we better walk up this one and get a view from the top. Ooh. Yep, we're up the top. Really cool. That's what the other one looked like. We could have walked over. This one is much higher up. Now we can get a good view of them waves out there. We must be what? We're probably 15, 20 foot up. So that's quite a decent view up here. Bit windy. Let's have a zoom in on some of these big waves. You can see what's happening out there. Some of these waves are absolutely massive. Don't know how well they'll show on camera. They quite often don't. Don't know why. If anyone knows why that happens, why don't we get a true meaning of the height of the waves and stuff on the camera? So I don't actually know the answer to that one. I'm pretty good with my equipment and stuff. When you show them on camera, the waves look like they're 3 or 4 feet tall. When they're 10, 12, 15 feet, that's quite strange. Right, let's climb down this big clay structure without slipping. I have got metal studs on the bottom of my boots, so it does actually help me climb as well. If you're wondering how I get away with doing all this without slipping. This is the other one. And as you can see, the water's starting to wash in there now, which means that tide's still coming up. This here doesn't look like it's going to hold on for much longer, does it? Look like it's about to fall pretty much any second. It's hanging over the edge. Tide's cutting to the bottom of it. Yeah, it's not looking like us holding on too well. This one's already let go. And it's just sort of laying here. My arms are shaking carrying all this camera equipment. It's quite heavy. Ooh. I like to try and get good quality audio, top quality picture. This has obviously recently come down. That's the same all the way along there. Right, what I'm going to do, because I am probably a good mile now from the ramp that we walked down. I'm right down the more of the Cart Gap end now, and I am the Happisburgh end. So I'm going to turn off. I'm going to do a half an hour walk back that way, probably. So I want to start going the other way and seeing the collapses down that end as well. But I'll bring you back every now and again, show you where we are. This water's definitely getting deeper, so we've got to work that one out as well. I don't want to show you a repeat of what I've already shown you. I'm sure a lot of you would want me to just keep the camera on, but got to keep it exciting as much as possible. Got the little bit where we have to walk through all the different bits of clay and stuff. Might actually go down into the water. We walk through the water down here, that'd be different to what we done on the way up, because we navigated all this like, didn't we? Got to be really careful though, because there's all boulders and all sorts. Trouble is, every time them waves splash right in front of you, I'm getting wet on my arms and hands and stuff. It's very peaceful out here. There is a few other people out here today, but got to be careful of losing my footing. Can't see what's actually down there in the water, and there's a lot of rock, so it's not really safe for me to keep walking through it, because I'll just lose my footing and end up swimming. Which is okay if I didn't have all my filming gear in my hands, and yeah, takes me a lot of time to work and save up for all this gear. I had to keep replacing it over the last couple of years. It gets quite expensive, so trying to look after it a bit better. Also, I don't want to go swimming and have a waders full of water. Right, I'm going to do a hefty walk back that way, and I'll bring you back in when we're down that end. So here's the gap that we didn't see on the way down, and there's a pill box up the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get up there. If I can find a hard bit I can climb up, we'll try and get up along the top there, and we'll see if we can have a little look in that, and then see if we can wander back along the cliff up there and then walk back down at the other end and go left. Cliff climbing again then. I'm going to straddle our way through there, hopefully get onto that clay up there and then pull ourselves up there. See you at the top. Whew. Well, I'm well out of breath, but we're up. Whew. And guess what's right in front of us? Let's go and have a look, see if we can get in there. Got the little windows. Yep, we've got a little entrance. It's pretty tiny. Literally just a little mud floor. And out the windows this way, got a lovely view of the lighthouse, which is quite cool. Out the window this way, Got a lovely view of the sea. And this way, got a lovely view of the top of the cliffs and the walkways. So pretty cool. Definitely worth a look. Now let's have a wander along the top of the cliffs and sort of see some of the collapsing from up the top here, without going too near the edge. Like I say, once we get to the other end, I'll go left for a little bit. We'll see what's happening that way as well. It's just a case of got to try and get round out at the moment because the sea's completely blocking my access. It's way too deep. Way too dangerous for me to pass, I think. Oh, look at this lot of it. This is all falling recently too. Just going all over the place, it's just coming down everywhere. There's big gaps all the way down here, right down to where the sea comes in. Same here. Right, I'm going to walk along a bit further, get back down the other end there, and hopefully we'll be able to go left. So we're a lot nearer the lighthouse now, so let's have a look at it close up. It's actually joined on to someone's house. So we've come down the ramp, everybody, and we're now on the left hand side of the beach. Just talking to a fellow filmmaker just then. Nice chap, nice to meet you. This is what we got on this side. Plenty more collapses. It's now safe. I couldn't walk around the outside of the boulders because the tide's just way too deep. Otherwise, you know, I would have done it if I could. I like playing in the water, but you got to be, sensible about these things and be safe. Otherwise, one day you might not come back, which is not good. I think I can actually see a seal out there. It's the first one I've seen for a little while. If that comes in closer, we'll get a bit of a zoom up on it. There's definitely some rolling waves still coming in up here. See if we can get up onto this rock. You can see why I didn't walk around the outside of that lot. There's no way I could have walked through that lot. That would have that's getting me wet now, as you can probably see, but that would have absolutely pounded me and knocked me over. And more than likely would have filled the old waders up. So assess the situation when you're doing these sort of things. Because you always want to return home. It's no good getting them really good shots and them really good videos if you don't get home to actually show them. Right, we can walk along here more than likely, so let's attempt that. Still got water coming in, but we'll have a go. Whee! See what I mean? That's absolutely hammering in, which is quite cool. So this is an interesting one, everyone. I've never actually done this on camera before. We've got loads and loads of foam build up here, and we're going to walk through it. Oh, wow, that's weird. I'm literally, as you can see, just below my knees in foam, and that's still pouring in as we go along. Just being careful because I'm not sure what I'm standing on here, but yeah, that's pretty strange, isn't it? It's like quite a lot of it, which is really weird. You have to be careful, like here, that all of a sudden, before you know it, you take one step and you're down to your knees. like there. We're now at knee level, and I only took 10 steps walking through all this clay. It's hard work on that rollabout in the surf as well. This is what we come to have a look at. So let's have a look at these cliffs. Pretty crazy to see. Sorry if my hands are shaking slightly, but this equipment is getting very, very heavy. The more stuff I keep adding to it, the heavier it is to hold. Even though some of these videos are only sort of 45 minutes to an hour, the actual filming I do is sometimes 3-4 hours, then obviously I edit it down to the watchable bits that I want to show. There's definitely a lot more clay up this end. There is some sand up the top there. Just off the top of the hill there, you can see the digger. So it's not far in, really, to be honest. I think a lot more of this is coming down quite soon. Quite strange us working its way into the cliff here. See all the clay where it's compounded. There's actually water dripping through that. That's how much water's gone through there. You can see it actually coming down. There's water running through the whole lot of all of that cliff face there. So that's how it gets so waterlogged. It just messes everything up, and before you know it, it gets loose and starts sliding. But this tide is still coming up on me, as you can see, so got to watch out where I'm walking and make sure I can get back. So I don't want to be cut off, because you can get cut off down this end. I mean, obviously if it got to the point you were down here and you did get cut off, you'd find your way up onto there, wouldn't you? You'd have to sit there for the whole high tide. if it was an emergency, but we should be good. Don't know how far we'll be able to go, because obviously the further I go up, the deeper it gets up here. Not even sure if I can go much around this corner. That's sort of, so I'm quite happy to walk in the water, but when that's all boulders and big lumps of clay and stuff, and you've really got to try and stay steady on your feet. That can be hard work, like this. You don't know what you're standing on. The next minute you get into a hole to your waist, or you trip on something big. It's not what you want. I always do my best to show as much as I can. Pretty crazy scene. We're standing in the water. We've got massive waves coming in the distance. I mean massive. They're way over my head. Let me try and zoom in. I'm standing in water up to my knees. And out there, let me show you properly. As you can see, them waves are way, see how close I can get. They're very, very high. And this bay is filling up very, very quickly, so I need to be careful. Get me shots, get me story, and get back out safely. It's getting sketchier by the second. You can see here where there's all pipes hanging out of the cliffs. Don't know if it's electric pipes. Yeah, we've got electric pipes there, and we've got water pipes over the side there. And all this light has come down. This is quite interesting. Got a big, big hole in the clay here. It's got like a water bottom. I'm not quite sure what that frame is in the bottom there. And if something used to sit there, or don't honestly know. It's quite a strange sight there. That water is really creeping up on me, and that's getting quite deep. So how much further I'm going to go, I'm not quite sure. don't think it's safe for me to walk right down there. I was going to. We might have to save that for another day. As I say, safety is more important. The sea seems to be building and getting rougher the more time I stay here. Depths out there near them rocks now and down the middle here are far too deep to walk through. And climbing along these edges, all I'm meeting is all these big rocks like this. Apart from they're underwater and yeah, trying to trip me up. But you got the idea of what I was trying to show you, and you can see like small buildings hanging off the edges of cliffs and stuff up there. You can see this big lump in the middle here is going to come down anytime soon. Lots of it's collapsed along there and all down that end. And that's the same story as far as the eye can see. Yeah, like I say, just look behind me, the water's coming in, that's getting deep very quickly. So I'm going to head back that way and be safe. I'm not too happy about how deep it is out there. And then big waves coming over the top. Sure you understand. I'm okay at the top here, but to be honest, where the waves and stuff are washing up and down on it, it's getting quite sinky. It's getting, I feel like quicksand, but not quick, if you know what I mean. So that's quite crazy. Could get onto this little beachy bit up here. Just give our legs a rest a little bit as we walk along. Whew. Wonder if this is what it looks like on the moon. All different planets, all these weird rocks sticking up. And quite close to the slide right here. Don't think it's going to come off the edge until it gets washed off, but it's come right down from up there. See my friend is in the distance there, chap I spoke to on the way in. I think he's filming the foam. So we'll stay up the top here, sort of out of the way. This foam is just getting deeper and deeper, thicker and thicker. It's quite strange. This whole area is going to be covered in foam soon. Quite a weird one to see. I could literally go and lay in that and I'd disappear underneath it. That's how strange it is. I've just sat myself down for a minute and just given myself a 2-minute break. Just trying to catch some of these waves flying up over the wall. Some of them are going like 10-15 foot high in the air, just splashing right up, which is quite cool to see. So everyone, we're back down the bottom end. This pipe's actually going up and through the rocks and stuff here. I might attempt to it'd be nice to have a little look over these, but it's not really a safe area to have a look. Plus we've got signs like that. Don't want people moaning at me saying do not climb on the rocks. So we're at the bottom of the ramp at the moment. Got some funny patterns in the sky up here at the moment. Quite cool. Yeah, just couldn't go no further down that end. That was getting way too deep, way too quick. I had nowhere to go, sort of thing. I don't mind going up to my waist or even a bit deeper if that's calmer. But when it's like this, that's just a case of one freak wave, bang, you get knocked over. We'll have a little wander just down the side here. Just have a little look. As you can see how rough it is. Just at the water's edge, that, and it's pretty crazy. I'd have to take a few steps into the water, and it's pretty deep. I've got carpet rolling around down here. Don't know what that's come out of, or is that maybe some felt off the roof of a shed or something like that. You look a bit further out there, you can see a seal popping up and down. Oh, this is hard to walk in. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to walk out into this very much, just absolutely flying up and down. Oh, I'm actually sinking in the sand as the waves going in and out. Yep, they're looking pretty big. Look at them. They're going to get wiped out here. I'm going to take a chance to stay here. There's some huge waves rolling in. It's literally getting rougher by the minute. Whoa! You see when they bang into me, that's knocking me quite hard. Oh, and again. Lovely area. Lovely place to come in the summer on the beach and stuff. But cliff wise, they're coming down all the time. Whoa. This is starting to get a bit dodgy now. Whoa! We're up to our waist in it. And we're getting smashed a bit there. There's no crazy winds or anything today, so I don't know why the sea's rolling so hard. Maybe that's from the recent winds. A couple of days ago we had sort of 45 mile an hour, so it has been rough. These are going to hit me hard. Not too bad. Oh, that one pounded me. Right, everyone. I'm now walking back towards the ramp. The sun's starting to go down now. It's starting to get dark. Another little slide there. Let's come out of that chunk up the top there. Whew, and we're going back up a ramp. The old legs are aching. I've done quite a few miles in the last few months doing these sort of videos. Normally when I get back to the car and look at my steps and stuff on my phone and my pocket and stuff, that normally says somewhere between 15,000 and 25,000 steps. On a good day I'll do 30,000. It's quite crazy. It's one way to stay fit. That's hard work, especially in the water. So we're halfway up the cliff again now. There's a couple of seals bobbing about over there to the left of the picture. There you go, you should better see them now. Whew. Right, last leg of the cliff. Let's get up there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment underneath if you like this sort of stuff. It's even cracking on this side, look. She's not good. Means this whole lot could go again. This has been rebuilt. No end of times, this ramp. Yeah, if you like what you're watching, please leave a comment below under the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a thumbs up, that all helps the channel. The bigger we can build the channel, the further we can go, the more we can film. And if you can, join as a member. It doesn't cost any more than a cup of coffee a month, depending on what section you join. And there's a lovely lighthouse in the distance. Sun going down. What more could you ask for? So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all soon in another video. Welcome in all new members. Whew, so we're back in the car. We're down to 2.5 degrees, so it's going to be a chilly one tonight. I'm absolutely knackered. Up and down them cliffs, up and down them hills, the ramp, walking through the water. Takes its toll, it's hard work. Whew.